Hey everybody, welcome to Cult Fiction. A couple things to cover today. We're going to do just a real quick ode, and then we're going to do a show and tell. I believe we have a couple people that want to show or tell something. And then we're going to talk about the boys, the new season, and just the boys in general, the Amazon show. Start by throwing a shout out to Donald Sutherland, who passed away this week. He will be missed. He was, I think, a tremendous talent. I just want to mention a movie that he was in. It was early 80s, might be late 70s, but I think it was early 80s spy movie called Eye of the Needle that I really liked. But he's had a bunch of really strong performances in movies that I have enjoyed. I actually just watched one recently that had Jeffrey Rush in it and Donald Sutherland called what was it? It was about the auctioneer. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but it was good. Maybe we'll come back to me, but let's go around the table real quick. We'll start with Eric. Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to do Donald Sutherland.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You've got a different.
How did you already forget that?
Let's go to Bueller.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Outbreak. Him opposite of Morgan.
I forgot about that one.
That was a good one.
Him opposite of Morgan Freeman was great. It had a great cast all the way around, and he was just such a bastard in that movie. I loved it. There's something about good bad guys, dude. You just cannot beat it. If it's a really good bad guy that you just want to punch your TV for, then they put on a strong performance. And man, he was great in that. And you got to love Donald Sutherland, because without him, you wouldn't have Kiefer, and without Kiefer, we wouldn't have the video of drunk Kiefer jumping into a giant Christmas tree. So that's also an amazing video. If you've never seen it, it's phenomenal. Looking that up.
Thank you, Donald.
Well said, sir. Gus, did you want to say something about Mr. Sutherland?
Yeah. First of all, there's so many of like favorite roles, flicks that I'll like break traffic for, just stop and be like, yeah, I'm watching it. But my favorite is this movie called The Assignment. It's from 1997. It's based after a true story. It has Donald Sutherland, Aidan Quinn, Ben Kingsley, and it's to discredit Carlos the Jackal, there was like a CIA and the English equivalent and the Mossad all got together and found a dude who looked just like Carlos the Jackal. And it's a cool flick, man.
That sounds familiar. I think I've seen that.
And he like ends up he becomes it. Like it's rad. And there's great scenes, really, really good. And everyone, Ben Kingsley's great, but he plays like this English Mossad agent that's just icy as all hell, right? It's just a good flick. And it's visually stunning too. Yes. Lots of Middle East, and it's cool.
The Assignment, it's called?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out. The movie that I was thinking of, by the way, was called The Best Offer, which was a really interesting flick. It's almost like you don't know what the genre is until it's over. It was pretty well done. Alex, what are you thinking?
I'm just going with the obvious choice for me. The Body Snatchers. It's a pretty timeless classic movie. I mean, a lot of people forget the first one was like in the 50s or something, the 60s.
It was pretty old. Yeah, it was pretty old.
It gets remade every couple of decades, and you know what? It's like always interesting. But Donald Sutherland's version was obviously arguably the best. But Sutherland as an actor is always really interesting because he can play bad guys and make you hate them, and he can play good guys and make you root for them. But he always has this layer of sort of like all of his characters are just a little more interesting when he plays it. In a way that, it's hard to try to put my finger on, but when he plays a role, I'm always thinking that, this guy knows more than than he's letting on, and there's more going on underneath the surface than what we're seeing. And it's just, every time he's playing the role, I'm just more interested in that character because he's playing it. And that's not really a characteristic that a lot of actors have. And that's one of my favorite things about him. So, rest in peace, Donald.
Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. All right, we go to Eric, who has somebody else actually that he wanted to mention. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just gonna say saying rest in peace to the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. He passed away this week. One of the best to ever do it, play baseball. Very much probably responsible for helping baseball like move across the country. You know, was in New York, won a World Series over there, came over when the Giants moved to San Francisco in '58. I think most people would have him in their top 5 ball players of all time. He'd make my Mount, so top 4. Probably even more people would have him in their top 3, and a lot of people would have them maybe even as the best ever. So, great ambassador for the sport on and off the field. Rest in peace, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. Is he in the 500, Eric?
What's that?
Is he in the 500 club? 500
Yeah,
home? 600.
660.
Damn, son.
It's a lot. Wow. All right. Well,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Willie Mays. All right. I think we had a little show and tell. Eric and Gus, you had something you wanted to talk about? Eric, let's go with you first.
Oh.
Oh, is this what I think it is?
Is
Might be.
it's a puppy.
Oh, damn.
Damn, son.
Oh, look at that. Look how big it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Pretty damn.
Holy shit.
Can you see the flux capacitor?
A child could
Oh,
literally
yeah.
drive that.
Yeah.
Can you see it in there?
Oh, there it is. I see it. I see the flux capacitor.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow, look at that. All the little wires in there.
Yeah, I haven't even really fully put it together because I'm not displaying it quite yet.
Right.
That,
don't need a-
is that Sideshow?
What's that?
Is that Sideshow?
This is Hot Toys.
Hot Toys. Man.
Yeah, and so on the back, it comes with this thing, if you remember from the second movie.
Yeah, Mr. Fusion. That's so rad. Wait, did the wheels do the thing? So the wheels do they do the turn, right? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh
Goes through the
man.
turn. So
I'm gonna come
So
over to your house
what-
later and play with it.
yeah, so I think it would normally
Crazy.
pop out. See if I can get it. I can feel it a little bit. Oh,
Oh.
What?
oh. A little more. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at that.
So
That's excellent.
That is so cool, man. That is so cool. I can't wait until you get. Are you going to display it wheels down? What do you
I'm
think?
not sure yet because it has a display feature where obviously I can do it wheels down, and then also has this display feature where I can go wheels up and it'll hover, and it can hover at the side too. So might be just one of those things where, you know, a month on, month off type of thing.
Right, right.
You know, we'll see how it goes.
Set it with your calendar.
Yeah,
Time to flip
Look
the
at
wheels.
that. Look at that. That's
Wow.
amazing, dude. That's very, very cool.
that's it.
Beautiful.
So
That is
we'll see.
beautiful.
But right now, so like I said, we're going to be working on, doing the house or remodeling. So right now, a lot of stuff is being boxed up and put away to be put in the garage. So it's not really in a
Hey.
position where I want to.
That's all right, dude.
Put it
Once your room is set up, we're gonna start doing the show from there.
Hey, on
Yeah.
your garage tip, you gonna have
Yeah.
any kind of control in there?
Am I going to have what?
Well, you gonna have some climate control in there?
Not right now. For when, I mean, the stuff that's going in the garage is just going in there for a little while until we get the floors done and stuff. So it's not going to be there forever. But the stuff's going in boxes, and then it needs to go into the garage as they work on the floors and stuff like that. And
So-
then,
So only
out.
for the hottest part of the year. That'll be
right. Well, yeah.
the only
So
time.
we're, you know, well, hopefully, yeah.
I'm just saying, like maybe like throw a thermometer in there, see how hot it gets, because some of your stuff is like not heat sensitive. Is heat sensitive?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, like as far as like comics and stuff, that's not going to go in the
Okay.
that kind of stuff not really go in the garage.
So Gus, you got
That
something?
kind of
Yeah.
What do you got?
Room.
You got
All
something
right.
you want to share?
I got two things. Okay, so
Just me to someone to know.
what's that?
Gus carved a DeLorean out of wood.
No,
Made out of gardening
Okay,
tools.
guys, about 2 months ago or so, I think everyone saw this. I posted it on our feed. Let's see here.
Oh yeah. All right. All right.
Okay, so like, I don't know how many of them I'm gonna buy because in general I don't like stuff, but I'm thinking 4. I think 4. So this is the one I got yesterday.
All right.
Oh,
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
All
oh,
right.
wow, that's
For the world.
Yeah, no, it's the I think it's from
Hey?
yeah, I think it's from Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Oh,
yeah.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, so they're both Mars
Oh,
Attacks.
yeah. Okay.
Theme. Okay, so the other thing, which is I'm pretty stoked on. So I went and did some work at this place I used to work at, and not for them. Like I sold them labor, not working for them, and like
Sound like a prostitute.
the labor, bro. That's what I do. like that's all. It's labor, muscle, whatever.
Sounds
So
pays the bills.
Sounds right.
I've never had sex for money. Anyway, give it time. So I go out there. What'd you say, Eric?
I said to the same person twice.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, I go out there and like 6 or 8 months ago, maybe like at the beginning of the year, I totally forgot about it. Buddy of mine from there, he lives on site, has this dog. Dog's super cool. Dog tour, it's like special vest that like he connected it to, right? Calls me up and say, hey, she's gonna outgrow it. I don't wanna buy a new one. It's only $30, but can you like throw some stitches on it? I was like, yeah, sure. It was actually on the way out to your house, Jubal. So I stopped there, right? Did the whole thing up, fixed it up. No big deal. He's like, I didn't ask for any money. I was like, dude, I don't even care. Whatever. Totally forgot about it. So this week I go do some work out there and he's like, hey, dude, remember when you fixed Lilu's jacket? Lilu, named after the
Fifth Element. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, oh yeah, man. I didn't remember, but I was like, oh yeah, right. It jogged my memory. He's like, I got something for you. I never paid you. So you got show and tell this week, and then you're gonna get show and tell next week. So it's a knife blank.
A knife blank.
So I'm gonna make a handle for it. Probably tomorrow, or Sunday. Probably tomorrow, and a couple other little deals for it. And you will see the knife on next Friday.
Is it going to be made out of human bone? The handle?
No, but that's creepy. Bone handles are
Oh,
hell.
the poor vagrants around him. I have no idea.
The jaw handle is the creepiest shit.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like just the jaw handle is creepy as shit. The animal jaws are creepy as shit.
True.
So,
All right. Well, next week, make sure you show it.
something.
Yeah, deer antler are supposed to make good handles. What the hell do I know about making knives? I like that show, Forged in Fire. It's a cool show.
Yeah, I got this. I'm gonna handle out of this pluot that I have. It's like dark purplish maroon.
Spoiler.
Yeah, don't tell us. No spoilers. Just show it next week. All right. Let's get to the boys.
Not a pluot is like a fruit. Isn't a pluot a fruit?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, pluot is a fruit, right?
I have the wood. I've been curing it for like, I don't know, like 4 years or so. It's super cool. And there's like some, I'm just going to spoil it all. There's like some ant tracks through it. And I might like melt some brass into the ant tracks.
Interesting.
Anyway, you'll see.
I'll be interested to see it. I want to check it out.
And then
Okay, here we go. We're talking about the boys, and we're gonna go. We're actually gonna start with you, Gus, because Gus is the newest person to watch any of the boys. He's only watched the first couple episodes, but we're gonna get his take. The first two episodes, is that right?
first two.
Gus's take on the first two episodes of season 1 of the boys. Hit it, sir. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm totally in. I'm invested. Like, I want to see. There's some spoilers here for everybody. I want to see like Starlight, whatever the hell her name is. I want to
Starlight.
see her rip that dude's dick off and feed it to him. Straight up. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see the other dude. I want to see like oh, I can't remember his name. Boyfriend guy, right? I want to see boyfriend guy. I want to see him torch their castle. That castle that they have, I want to see him burn that shit down. So I'm in. I'm in. And like, I like it actually too. Like, for me, a lot of the superhero shit gets a little formulaic, right? And like, I've kind of thought to myself, like, a lot of this shit is too good to be true. Like, you know, there are always good guys and there's a few bad guys. I like this because it felt more real. Like, the corporation felt sinister, right? Like, that's a whole lot of power. You got like superhumans and shit. They're not even super. They're beyond. They're like mortals, right? Or immortals. But like, so I'm in. It was cool. I thought and outside of all that, I thought it was a really interesting take. Like, just new, fresh. So yeah, and I want to see that guy get his dick ripped off.
There you go. All right. So
Probably
I'm gonna go second. I'm gonna go second, talking about the boys, and I know that Bueller and Eric and Alex are going to be talking about the new season. Here's the deal: I don't watch the boys. I got through almost the entire first season, all the way to the last episode, until the scene with Homelander and Elizabeth Shue, and I just turned it off. Here's the deal: what the things that you're saying, Gus, I think are accurate. Superhero shows do get formulaic. They do get sort of, there's well-trod paths that they take. I think part of the reason for that is because a superhero story is supposed to be a melodrama. It's a fight between good and evil, right? And so, generally speaking, you're going to have a paragon, like a character that is this, you know, like a powerfully good moral character against a villain, you know, a super villain, and they're super good and super bad, and they're amplified to sort of exemplify the traits that we as human beings value or consider important. Satire and parody absolutely have a role to play in entertainment and in mythology, in the stories that we tell each other. But satire and parody are supposed to prioritize humor. They're supposed to be funny, right? What the boys does, in my opinion, but I welcome the disagreement. I'm sure we're going to get a broad number of different opinions here. I grew up with two brothers, so I know what a gross out contest is. This show is a gross out contest. It is trying to be ugly. It's trying to be gross. It's trying to turn your stomach. Guess what, show? You win. I'm grossed out. You win. And your prize is I'm not going to watch your fucking show because it's ugly, and it's ugly on purpose. There's nothing redeeming about this show. I don't give a fuck about the characters. I don't care about the stories. I don't care about anything that happens to these people. The writers of this show have made a decision that they want to be ugly, and that's what they do, and they do it all of the time. So we'll come back to me on predictions. I'll make a prediction about how the show is going to end. But for now, let's hear from Bueller about why I'm wrong.
I don't think that you're wrong. I mean, they've taken the source material and changed quite a bit of it to make it fit whatever they want to make it for TV. I mean, Seth Rogen has been very outspoken about the direction he wants to take the show. They had an idea in The Boys from the comic, which admittedly I haven't read. I've just read bits and pieces online, and they've changed a lot because they wanted to do something with this show that's pretty obvious what they're doing. It's a lot of political satire, whether you're left or right. It's got something in it for everybody. It's pretty obvious which way the show leans as well. But it's for me, it's fun because I personally like the idea of superheroes being assholes. I'm just I don't buy it if somebody woke up with, you know, some 14-year-old kid going through puberty wakes up with fucking superpowers. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go save kittens. Bullshit, dude. He's gonna use fucking X-ray vision to see what he's getting for Christmas. He's gonna look through clothes. He's gonna use fucking whatever powers he has for gain. And that's what people do. I liked, you know, Brightburn. A lot of people think that Brightburn was a good idea, poorly executed. I still like the idea of Superman growing up to be an asshole because, honest to God, man, I think that's what it would be. I just don't see until a superhero who is essentially immortal gets bored of being a dick and decides to change, like Hancock. You know, he in the movie Hancock, he was a complete asshole until he found a purpose, but he lived forever. And that's where I like the show. I think it's a more realistic take on what it would be like if people had superpowers. All the undertones in the show, take them or leave them, whatever. I've been watching it. I'm all the way through season 4 now, on episode 4, which, you know, the three of us are, and I want to see how it ends. So it's got its hooks in me deep enough to where I want to see how it goes. And I personally, I love the gross out contest. I love wondering what I'm going to see next. I'm like, what are they going to do this season? And I mean, they did something in episode 1 of this season where I was like, they're going to top that at some point. There's no way they're going to throw out this thing in episode 1. Then again, last season they did. I don't think they ever topped what they did in episode 1 last season, but I digress. So that's where it's got me, dude. Like I'm curious to see what stops they're going to pull, because they've even been told by Amazon, like, look, we're giving you guys a really long leash here. You got to tone down the bestiality. For some reason, that's the one thing the censors are like really iffy about, and you got to walk that line very, very, very tight. Because for some, I don't know, there's no guidelines on
Always
it.
trying to ban bestiality. Am I right?
I guess
Bastards.
there's no real guidelines on bestiality when it comes to film. So they just censor everything. So they got to be really, really careful about that kind of thing. And like, that's the one thing that they can't do on the show. They do everything else, man. And so yeah, so I like it. I like to see what are they going to do next week? Whose dick are they going to explode? I mean, you say that, guys, but bro, there's a lot of dicks exploding in this show. It's not
Weird.
Spoiler alert. There's a lot of dicks that blow up in this show.
Okay. All right, Mr. Eric, what do you have to say about the boys?
I'm in a position where Bueller is, where I'm just kind of like, I guess I want to see where it goes. I was really, really interested in the first season, really interested in the second season, a little bit less in the third. The fourth one, I felt the first 3 episodes were kind of like a little bit eye roll inducing, although I really liked the 4th episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched the 4th one, Bueller.
I
Alex,
watched
you
the
watched
4th
the 4th one?
Yeah.
The 4th
That
one
was the best
by,
one so far. Fine.
like, not even
By a
close.
large
Not even
margin.
close. And I'm like, that's a good episode, you know? And the thing was, is they still had little bits of like politics in there, obviously, you know, they still do that, but it wasn't eye roll inducing, where it's just like you have this imaginary idea of, you know, what conservatives are in your head, that it's just like, that's just not real.
Joe's taking us on a tour. What's Joe doing?
I had to get my water, bro. Sorry.
And so it's just, so the 4th one was good, and the issue I have with the politics is it makes, you know, just like with Star Wars, sometimes it makes the fan base kind of dumb, you know, unable to kind of like balance nuance and look at the story and stuff like that. There was some stuff in the first 3 episodes, and they're like, oh, you know, all these conservatives like Homelander. I'm like, who thinks Homelander's the good guy? Who are these people you're talking about? There's a difference between,
I think we're talking about some ultra, you know, minority that exists on some forum somewhere.
You're talking about like 0.5% of people, and then acting like it's like the whole other side of the aisle. It's like you're making up an argument so you can win an argument. It's like pretty dumb. the thing with Homelander that I've noticed, and I think Jewel and I talked about this the other day, is you can be a bad guy, and when you kill like indiscriminately, sometimes you kill some people that just need some killing, and people are okay with it. You know, like even though you're the bad guy, like you killed somebody, and you're like, I'm kind of cool with that one. Yeah,
Right.
I'm kind of glad they killed it. Like in Game of Thrones, I was telling him, Cersei, right? I was totally happy she killed the sand bitch and her kids. Sorry, not sorry. Like, you killed her daughter for no reason. You killed you know, the prince who was just trying to, you know, live his life, and the king of the area, and you're gonna put the whole kingdom into a war because you can't handle that your lover made a decision. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make Cersei the good guy.
Right.
That doesn't make Cersei the good guy. She just killed somebody that needs some killing. Or honestly, I was cool with the High Septon dying. Maybe
Right.
she didn't have to kill
I like that guy.
you know?
Right.
But, but
Uh,
I thought the High Septon was a piece
more
of garbage.
selective,
Right. And what's that?
I'll just say that you could have been targeted more.
Yeah,
more
she could have-
selective
Right.
with her targeting.
But
She
it's a
could
little more.
Get a little bit more
Precision.
granular in her. Yeah.
Scalpel,
But-
not a sledgehammer. You know?
That's my favorite.
But yeah, she could have used a scalpel instead of a nuke. But you know, sometimes the bad guy kills some people that need some killing, right? Well, to me, episode 4 was kind of like that a little bit, you know, and Homelander has done that in the past where he's killed some people, and people are like, dude, this guy fucking doesn't give a fuck, and you can go, that's kind of cool, but that doesn't make him a good guy. He's still an epic piece of shit, and like,
Right. He's still the
you
villain.
know, he's still the villain. But sometimes when you kill that many people, you're going to kill some people who need some killing. You know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What's your take, Alex?
Hold on, before you jump to Alex, I think we might have covered this a couple of weeks ago, because your very first point, Eric, was like, I've seen these arguments online where people are like defending, they're not defending, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here, but they're pointing out these people who are like, Homelander's not really the good guy, Tyler Durden wasn't really the good guy, the Joker's not really the good guy, blah, and the list goes on. It's like, no shit. I've
Right.
never met a single person in my life who thought they were the fucking good guy.
Right.
Because
No,
you saw some
we-
troll on an internet forum fucking say something like that, you think that's how a bunch of people think? There's no way.
You think some guy with either not a profile picture or a profile picture of nothing thinks that Homelander or the Joker is the good guy, that they think, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, dude, like, use your fucking brain. But the reason is because they're looking for an argument to win.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to win the argument. They just
Right.
want to demonize the other side. That's really all there is to it. And that's what I was saying. I think Bueller and I had that conversation about, like, that's what came off as kind of fake about the first 3 episodes of season 4, was it was like you were using this caricature of what conservatives were there, and they'll say, oh, it's satire, but it's like, I don't think that that's satire. I think you think you're holding up a mirror to what you think conservatives are, but it's like, that's not real. Like, a satire was that scene where they're doing escapades, and they're like, oh, you know, here's your coffee, you know, happy holidays, and the girl's like, oh, I can't say Merry Christmas. You know, that's a satire. That's funny because there are people who get riled up about that. They're like, oh, I can't say Merry Christmas. They're making fun of that, right? But then when you go to, like, the what's it called, the conspiracy theory con, right? And you think you're holding up a mirror to conservatives, and it's kind of like, and what I thought was really funny was, like, all the conspiracies, like, oh, Hollywood's filled with a bunch of pedos. Is that the conspiracy? Because Nickelodeon has entered the chat. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's hella funny.
like, and then worse, you have a fight You have a fight that takes place with like 12 fully naked dudes, wangs just flying everywhere, and the first place they fall into is a child's birthday party. And I'm like, this is what like middle America is talking about when they talk about Hollywood. You know what I mean? You could have done that same kind of got that same laugh by like you know, like those 12 angry men or those 12 naked men falling into like a national organization of women's, you know, rally or something, you know, and be like, oh shit, you know. But you did a child's birthday with kids in there, and that's where the people that you're making fun of are going like, see, of course you did. Of course you had a bunch of naked men in front of children. That's why we think you're weird. And I'm like, it's like you almost can't even make it up. You call it a conspiracy, and then you do the thing that these people are like upset with you about. I just thought that was crazy. And then again, what I think is they're holding up a mirror. And then when you say, well, that doesn't make sense, they'll go, hey, it's a satire. You can't handle satire. And like I've told Jubal, it's the Jon Stewart effect, where it's like Jon Stewart expects to be taken very seriously. And then when you go, well, John, you're actually wrong about this, or that's not what the national debt is, John. They'll be like, hey, I'm a comedian. I have a comedy show. Okay, well, which is it? You want to be taken seriously, or are you a comedian? So it's the same thing here. Are you holding up a mirror and you're saying, we're making fun of you, like this is how you really are? Or is it a satire and it's like, play on words, we can't say Merry Christmas anymore? You know, which is it? So, I don't know.
Food for thought. Let's get Alex in here.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said, honestly, about the gross out contest. I mean, that's part of the show. It's not, you know, it's not the part of the show that I enjoy at all. But it's also kind of a remnant of the comic. I didn't read the entire comic series, but I read a few of it. And the writer, Garth Ennis, is a really popular comic writer. And he's done a lot of different series that have been really popular. He wrote Preacher and some other stuff. And that kind of, some people might like it, but I've always had a problem with, like, no matter how good of a story he writes, he always has to put some stupid, gross jokes and shit in there that don't make the product better. You know, and he can write something great, but he'll always have something stupid in there. And like the BOYZ is kind of simple. You know, they can have these really high points that I like really enjoy. I'm like, okay, that's really neat. And then they'll go so low and lowbrow that I'm just like, it's just so ridiculous. And it's like, it's beneath the level of talent you guys have. And
right.
So, you know, when you talked about the season, episode 4 of this season being the best episode by far, and it's because it's about the character of Homelander. Right. And it's like, it's really interesting when you can take a character like Homelander and put him in situations where he's doing something horrible, but you're also generating sympathy for him at the same time. And that makes it really interesting and compelling. And the fact that you're capable of doing that, because nobody's arguing that what he's doing in that episode is good or justified, but by the end of that episode, you're like, you know, he really did have a pretty shitty upbringing. You know, it's like I can understand where, not justified in what he does, but I can really understand a lot of his anger. So, and that's really, you know, like I said, that's when you know that you have really talented writers doing really good work. And then when you have, you know, this orgy of one dude licking his own asshole, you know, like, I'm just like, I can't, you know, and I knew it was coming too. And I think I heard the sound and I go, so here's the growth part, right? Here's the part where the guy that gets put into several versions of himself is like having sex with himself or something like that, you know? And I just
like
knew
you
it was
wouldn't.
coming. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't.
And it's just, no, you know, I wouldn't lick my own asshole.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I told Caitlin, I was like, if I could split myself into multiple different versions of myself, there's probably a lot of weird shit that I would do. Licking my asshole is definitely not on that fucking list.
No,
that seems like it would be a low priority.
Yeah.
Very, very.
That would be low priority.
Low priority.
Right.
All right.
I might check myself for hemorrhoids.
All right.
Wow.
Go ahead, Alex. Finish up.
Anyway, but like one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we've talked, you know, about Homelander have been the hero for the show for some people. I don't know. the story that I'm hearing is that for the first 3 seasons they thought he was the hero, and now the fourth season comes along and they're surprised he's the villain.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, what the fuck? It's changed. You know, he's not.
Yeah.
Look, he's not acting different. He's not doing anything any different. Like, what is the realization that these people came to that you say? Where it's like, oh wait, he's been like killing people and murdering people. He's been doing that for 3 seasons. You know, just for no reason. He'll just look at somebody and kill them.
It was just that the politics of the first 3 episodes were so ham-fisted compared to the first 3 seasons, where it was like, it was ingrained, everybody saw it, but it was like, oh, you know, it is what it is.
Wow.
But the first three episodes were just like, it was like if the guys of South Park had to wear helmets to walk. Like they were, you know what I mean? Like to walk around. They wanted to do a social commentary, but they were just too stupid to do it like cleverly, right? And then that's why I said that's what made the 4th episode so like good. It was like, wait, so you still had the politics in there, and you still took your shots, but it was so much more like fluid. Like it was.
There's so much more quality to elevate the episode.
Yeah. What was that first 3? That was just like, did you have a stroke? It was like that looked like a political statement, and that's what people I think were pushing back against, was like, if that's what you're going to turn into, like, we can handle politics. The thing is people don't understand, if you're a conservative and you watch anything, there's almost nothing on television that's made for you. So everything has a center left lean at minimum. So there's nothing where you're like, hey, conservatives are dope, you know, like, find it. I dare you, you know, aside from like Fox News, right? So, but like in entertainment, like, you know, with actors and stuff, Hallmark maybe, right? But aside from that, it doesn't exist. So this idea that like conservatives like can't handle it when something's against them, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what planet you live on.
Right.
If you think conservatives,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
Like, but it's what they want to believe, right? Like that's like the thing. Like what I see is like, whether it's in like mass media, right? Whether it's in like mass media entertainment, whatever the hell it's called, entertainment, whatever, or whether it's just talking to these people on the street. I know these people is pejorative, but whatever, fucking these people. So like, it's what they want to believe. It's their warm blanket, it's their comfort meal, and it helps them sleep at night. And then on the TV or the movies, I have this thing where like, I don't know, I don't want to know, right? Like what you guys are talking about exactly, because I want to keep watching the show. Right. But like, it's an election year, so they want to gin it up, right? Right. Like they gin that shit up, and then like, and it's like, dude, you know, like, it's kind of cultish. It's like, turn your shit down, motherfucker. Like, why you always got to have 11? Why can't you just be at 3?
let's do a quick round of.
You could do it and be entertaining, like episode 4. You can do it and be entertaining, like episode 4.
Let's do a prediction round. We'll start with Gus, since you've got the least experience of the show. If you want to talk about, you know, how you think it's going to go, and then we'll do me, and we'll go around and see what people have to say.
With the prediction, because if I tell you exactly what I think is going to happen, that's going to give away a big fucking thing that happens at the end of season 1.
I saw a trailer for 4 before.
Oh, okay.
So like I saw a trailer for 4, like it just came through, and even before you guys said, even before Alex said, hey, why don't you check it out? I was like, I might check this shit out. Like, because I thought it was I thought it was some weird frat boy porno fucking superhero shit. Like, that's what I thought, right? And I was like, I ain't gonna watch this shit. And then
Gus, you can just make your prediction and go have a sandwich or something.
Yeah, make your prediction. Let's hear what your prediction
is. That the corporation is going to go full authoritarian, turn like the superheroes into like the fucking Gestapo, and I don't know what's going to happen with the Resistance.
All right.
It's a good prediction, Gus.
There you go. Solid.
Now go make it.
My prediction, and this is me just having watched most of season 1. My prediction for this show is that is going to end in the ugliest way possible, which means, you know, the bad guys are going to absolutely win everything, and it'll probably end like the last shot of the series will be Homelander giving a speech about how he's going to keep everybody safe or something like that. Like, it's just nothing good is going to come from this show. Nothing good is going to happen, and all bad things are going to happen. That's what's going to happen. All right, Bueller, you're up. Gus, you can earmuff if you want.
I'm all right.
You might not want to hear this, guys. So first off, I didn't get a chance to say this earlier because I kind of forgot. This season has all but said it out loud, and it's just something that never clicked to me before. None of the 7 who are like the world's most dominant superheroes have saved a fucking thing. And they've definitely kind of brought that to light without just flat out saying it this season. It's all been smoke and mirrors. It's all been completely fake. All of these heroes they do have powers, but they don't do anything. They don't do anything beneficial whatsoever for the entire world. They're fucking fake. And I think that's going to come to light because we only have one more season left after this. It's 5 seasons and done. I think it's going to come to light that they're all just a bunch of fucking phonies. And you still do have people that want to be in the 7 that actually do want to be heroes. And I think it's entirely possible that once that comes to light, the people that want to be heroes that aren't in the 7 aren't going to take that very lightly. And you're going to have a little bit of infighting with the actual people who have that desire to be good people and want to do some good versus these assholes in the 7. Ultimately, if I'm going to go out on a limb here and make a wild prediction, I think Ryan is going to go Super Saiyan Brightburn and become a threat to the entire world. And I think Homelander is going to, because he's aging and finally realizing that he doesn't have forever left, is going to finally realize that he's a piece of shit and sacrifice himself to save the planet from Ryan. That's a crazy prediction. I don't think that's really going to happen. If it does, then I'll buy a lottery ticket, but I'm going to throw that out there.
Eric.
I think they are going to build the story around Butcher getting Ryan away from Homelander and really creating this bond between Ryan and Butcher. Butcher will finally end up killing Homelander, and then something will get set off in Ryan, and Ryan will kill Butcher. And then Ryan will be the new Homelander. And the whole time you're going to be set up to think that he's going to be an asset for good, but because the show is ugly, it's going to end,
the worst way possible. Super edgy.
Ryan being savior, Ryan is going to kill, like put the nail in Butcher for killing his dad, and he's gonna be the new Homelander.
What do you think, Alex?
Honestly, I was going to say mostly what Eric did. That's pretty much how I kind of see it going. I'm glad it's ending next season. I would kind of wish that this were the last season, just because I keep it, 4 seasons. And, it's kind of run its course for me. It's like I said, I think Jubal's right. It does get into that, gross out contest, and after a while, you just kind of, it gets old. And it's like with this season, none of us are as enthusiastic about it as previous seasons. And I just think, it's like you can only go to the well so many times before it's dry. And I think if it were ending this season, it probably would end up overall be a better ending. But I don't know what they're going to do with a season and a half to go.
Are we all under the agreement that what they want people to think is that the ending is going to be that Ryan is going to choose Butcher and he's going to end up killing his dad because he realizes his dad is nutsoid and stuff like that, and he's going to be a force for good? That's what they want. Are we kind of in agreement that that's what they probably want people to think, and then the swerve.
I think they're definitely setting it up to where there's going to be a fight between Butcher, or not Butcher, but Homelander and Ryan. Whether or not that's the final battle, I don't see that as it being the final battle. But yeah, there's going to have to be a clash between the two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next week. Take care, everybody. See you later.